right, we are live. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to This Week Unloaded. All right, yeah. So, according to that little intro, we are live. Still waiting for some panelists to get in here. And if you're just jumping in, be sure to vote in the poll at the top of the screen. Y'all can see it, so I don't have to go through it. But the question is, what is Joe Biden? First choice, an asshole. Second choice, senile. Third choice, a pervert. Or D, all of the above. So be sure to get your votes in and get your voices heard on that one. So far, all of the above is winning. Big surprise there. Yeah, that was the point, MKJO. It was kind of a joke poll. So, I figured all the above will probably run away with it. But you never know. There might be somebody out here that doesn't think that he's actually an asshole, just senile or what have you. So I figured give people the choice. Yeah, that's what MKJO was just saying to Jess. Made it too easy. But, there might be somebody out there that doesn't think he's a pervert. They might just think he's senile. Uh, you could be senile and a pervert, but people will just call you senile because the pervert part goes along with being senile. So there might be somebody that'll just vote senile. You never know. I don't know who would possibly think that. I mean, never underestimate the power of stupidity. And Joe Biden's a perfect example of this. It is stupidity that got him into office, and it is stupidity that's kept him there. You know, I kind of forgot to send the link to somebody. Let me rectify that situation. There's always somebody I forget. It never fails. And then I'll see them up there in the chat, and it's like, oops. That's rectified. So, how's y'all's days been out there? Well, that first one definitely ain't a good, isn't it? The other three, yeah, I'll go with B, C, and D on that one. For those of you who may watch in playback Gunpowder Beauty, choices of answers were a great leader with a rolling on the floor laughing emoji, a pedophile, a crook, or D, an absolute political puppet. So I will go with B, C, and D as my answer. Yeah, the guy that couldn't even remember that the British Prime Minister who he was sitting by didn't, I mean, let me restart this because I can't talk right now. He couldn't even remember that the British Prime Minister, whatever his name, Boris, whatever the hell it is, introduced the president of South Africa at the what was it, the G8 summit, and he was sitting between the two of them. The guy is not in his full mental capacities. I'm not even sure he's aware that he's doing it. Yeah, Gunpowder says he may be great at China for selling out America. Yeah, I'm not even sure he's completely aware that he's doing it half the time. Remember, he said things like he's not supposed to answer questions from the media and stuff. Isn't he the guy that's supposed to be in charge? Who says he can't take questions? Anyway, I guess y'all read the title for the show. This is going to be more of a rant episode, and I was hoping some more people would jump in so they could get their rants into. You know, specifically, like with rants about things from 2021, that kind of stuff. I don't know if I should wait to see if somebody jumps in or just jump right in with both feet. Yeah. Yeah, the scene that when he was talking to the Pope, yeah, that was bad. And we got our first panelist jumping on. Yeah, be there, Kingpin.
I vote just Grant. Just go.
Just go. Let's start with you again. What do you want to rant about?
Oh man, I don't got nothing to rant about.
Come on, you got something to rant about. I know you.
I don't know. I'll just interject and explain how all your ranting is wrong.
Okay. Well, where should I start? Feed the children commercial. People still getting all bent out of shape about Benchmade. Where should I start?
I don't really care about Benchmade. Let's talk about eating some children, I guess. No, about Joe Biden and the Democrats, right?
Yeah. Ranting about Joe Biden at this point is too damned easy.
Who else eats the children?
Oh, that's Hillary Clinton. She eats them wrapped in gold, according to what's his face over there.
Yeah, go for it, man. Let her rip.
All right, I guess I'll start with the feed the children thing. I don't know if you've seen. You probably have because you watch the channels that show the old TV shows. But there's one of those feed the children kind of things, and they center around the United States. I have no problem with that, right? I have no problem with charities. I have no problem with them putting commercials on, asking for money. Yeah, this one's narrated by Jeff Bridges. I have no problem with the celebrity endorsing that kind of thing. My problem is that when they get to the example of the person who is having trouble feeding their kids, they show this woman who looks like she has absolutely no problem finding food to eat, and she's got a $250 hair weave and 2-inch goddamn fingernails. I'd see this commercial. I'm looking at my TV and I'm thinking to myself, bitch, if you stop going and spending $450 at the salon every fucking month, you might be able to feed your goddamn kids. What say you on that?
Yeah, I think that welfare should be really, really strict and hard to get. And I think Social Security should be disbanded immediately.
Well, this is charity. This isn't even government. I mean, if you're going to put somebody on TV talking about how they can't afford to feed their damn kids, have somebody on the goddamn commercial that looks like they can't afford to feed their fucking kids.
There's a race bait. There's a race baiters. They're not. Those charities. None of those charities give much more than a few percentages to like the actual cause.
Oh yeah, I get
And
all that.
of course, they're going to show. I mean, they got to convince black people, so they're going to show some black chick that's got 7 kids, needs government help and charity and all this other kind of stuff. It's a racial thing, man.
That reminds you just reminded me about what else in the commercial. She's got two kids, and the kids are walking around wearing Nikes.
Yeah.
It's such a stupidity.
Well,
It's,
remember back. It's happened a couple times throughout our lifetime, but people would come out and talk about the poverty level and just kind of being straight edge, like not agenda driven. They said most Americans have a refrigerator. Most Americans have toasters and microwaves and stuff like that, and television sets. And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, how are you going to live without a microwave? That's so stupid. Like, microwave shouldn't be in this. In refrigerator, everybody should have one." Well, that's the whole point. You live in America, and the thought of somebody not having a refrigerator is foreign to you because you live in America, stupid.
mm-hmm. No, but this is such a terrible country, according to the left.
Well, most of the people, you think a luxury item is a refrigerator, not your PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah. 10 years ago, there was a study that said that the average American has at least two televisions in their home.
Yeah, that's the same studies that I'm talking about. And then when they talked about people having microwaves and dishwashers, everybody flipped out like, "Oh my God, that's so barbaric to say that you're living high on the hog if you've got a microwave."
Yeah, listen,
Homeless people in this country, especially in 2021, because a lot of homelessness is voluntary. Homeless people have far better lifestyles than what you would call the middle class in a large portion of this planet.
MKJ says he just saw the commercial I was talking about. They're giving food bags to the kids. They're giving them packed lunches. It's a bologna sandwich, and you're gonna like it. Damn it! They're going all Sheriff Joe on them.
Same thing with the food deserts. You know, they always talk about Baltimore City being a food desert, this and that and the third. And yeah, I mean, it's not really. If you walk around for 5 minutes, you can find pretty much any. If you're talking about Baltimore City proper, Baltimore County is obviously going to have McDonald's on every corner, but Baltimore City proper, you can find farmers markets. You can find Lexington Market. You can find all these other kinds of places where you can get fruits and vegetables and all this other kind of stuff. But the
Mm-hmm.
reason that Safeway and Food Lion doesn't move into Edmondson Avenue is because you stupid rejects will burn it down next weekend.
Yeah, or it'll be like a situation in San Francisco where people were busting out the glass and robbing the place blind,
Yeah,
and the cops just stand there and do nothing because their mayor tells them they're not allowed to arrest anybody. And if you want to talk about what an actual food desert is, it's the desert in Africa because you can't grow food there. There's no water. They got to import all the food items they get there.
and I know you're a study of history, and you've seen plenty of the Congolese president coming out or the uh, Nigerian prime minister coming out and saying, "Please stop sending donations here." When you
Hmm.
guys airdrop food, money, and all this kind of stuff, the warlords cut our heads off and take it.
Yeah, or they never even get to it because as soon as that stuff, they watch for the planes, and as soon as that shit's airdropped, they got their people on the ground before any of the people actually need to get there. And if they try and take it, they're getting gunned down with the damn AK-47s that the rebels have and whatnot. And then if you send money, they steal the money from people. So I mean, the charity they have actually shown this. You won't see it on the mainstream news, but if you go to like CBN, which is Christian Broadcasting Network, and look at their news programming, they have actually shown where Christian charities have sent money over to a charity in, say, Nigeria or the Congo, like you were saying, or Uganda, they go to the bank or wherever they go to get the money that was wired to them, and then when they walk out, they get held up at gunpoint, and every penny that was just sent to them is gone.
Yeah, but gunpowder. What's up, Buck? It says if you're married, you can't get help, but if you're single and have kids, they will go above and beyond doing it for you. That's the part. That's the poison pill
Mm-hmm.
because
No.
just the war. They didn't start the culture war going after the father figure in the 80s for no reason. Once they decapitated and demasculated father, then they were able to convince young girls that having babies when they're own was okay.
That's when the baby factory started. Women will go and get pregnant just so they can stay on welfare. They don't care if they got 7 kids.
Yeah, because the woman on the other side, though, rich will pay for you to have your third abortion.
Mm. Well, if they get an abortion and they don't get the welfare, yeah, I mean it's crazy, but that's the way it works here. I mean, they will just keep spitting out babies so that they can stay on welfare because every time they have a new kid, they don't have to work to get the cash part of it. Because in West Virginia, once your kid turns 5, if you want cash assistance, you have to get a job or be at least actively looking for a job. So what do? They go and get knocked up again so they don't have to. I've seen it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's absolutely a fact. You never, ever, ever, ever give to any mass charity. None, ever, none. Not Wounded Warriors, not Jerry's Kids, none of that stuff, because they're
Well,
all schemes.
Wounded Warriors is one of the worst charities in the country if you look at how much actually gets down to the people that actually need the money. Now, there's I forget what the website is, but there's a website where they rate all the charities. That's all they do is rate the charities, and Wounded Warriors is consistently at the bottom of the list for good charities.
Echoes joined us. Good evening, sir. No, look, I'm not against charitable giving,
Well, I'm not
but
either.
in the age of the internet, if you can't find one of those quote unquote communities that you can like, if you're about donating to Wounded Warriors and you can't find a good legitimate group of people on the internet to give to directly, like Scotsman does with the projects he does, and then Ghost Tactical with when he gives away his super chats and different Patreon money and stuff. Or there's VFW in your neighborhood. You could go down there and say, "Hey man, what can I do to give back?" There's all kinds of ways to do charity where it's actually effective.
Yeah, there's I don't know if you've seen the commercials for it, but disabled American veterans. I know they do things for the veterans. You see the trucks all the time around here where they will pick up disabled veterans who aren't able to drive themselves places and whatnot, and they will make sure they get to their doctor's appointments. They'll help them get to the supermarket so they can do their food shopping and everything. They are a good organization. They do actually help the people. I've seen them helping the people. They drive around in like minivans that have their logo painted on the side of them. I don't know if you've seen them in Baltimore or not, but we have them around here. They actually do help. So if you want a charity that's a national charity that actually does help veterans, like they say they do in their commercials, that's one of them. Which is why I think it's Joe Montana is the guy that sponsors them because his family comes from a military family. You know, the actor that was on Criminal Minds and plays Fat Tony on The Simpsons, among other things.
Yeah.
So they're I know from what I've seen with them that they're out there helping people. I haven't seen anybody from Wounded Warriors anywhere. You know what I mean? So, but I have seen people with disabled American veterans out there helping people.
Yeah, we got a lot. There's a lot of people like that gunpowder. You know,
Hmm.
it sucks, man. Some of them are our friends, some of them are our family, and it's not cool.
Says she refuses to deal with her family in Oklahoma because the whole damn side of the family works the damn system. Yeah, my mother's been doing that for decades, where she's been trying to game the system. I moved out of the house, my wife and I at the time, because she was a student and stuff. We went to just try and get like food stamps or something because we needed that little extra help right after our first daughter was born and whatnot. And we had to fight for it because my mother, even though I had moved out of the house 2 years prior, somehow was still claiming me on her welfare account. And I was like 20 years old. You know, she shouldn't have been able to do it, but they were letting her. I mean, we had we had a letter from the landlord, and her caseworker's the one that they were going to assign us to. It, that guy was an asshole. I mean, that guy literally was an asshole. He was one of those types where if you're in there for asking for help, that would do everything in his power to make you feel but it less than an inch tall. I mean, both of us were working, but she was also a student, and with our daughter just being born, and we were both like working minimum wage jobs at the time, there was no way we were going to be able to support her and pay rent because our roommate had just moved out and everything. So we were trying to figure out a way to meet bills and stuff, you know. Which sometimes it happens. Sometimes you have to use that safety net. But people that game that system and use it just as their sole means of income, it's absolutely ridiculous. Especially when you're talking about the ones that are just spitting out child after child after child once their child hits age where they have to go to work, just so they don't have to go to work. It's disgusting. I told us KJO asked, "Did you repent prior to giving to the Salvation Army this past year?" No, I told the Salvation Army they can go fuck themselves. Is what I did. You know what? I don't even remember what it was they did, but they did something recently, and I was like, "That's it. I'm done with them." You know, mystics out there now.
Seven Wonders checked.
Hmm.
Seven Wonders checked in too.
That video. Yep, there he is. Yeah, I missed him jumping in. But, yep.
Have you fulfilled your ranting needs for the feed the children?
Yeah, because I think we all went on to just charities and bad charities in general in the welfare system.
All right, well, we could probably end up talking about them some more. But what was your next topic?
Well, the one you said you didn't care about because you still got people out there ranting and raving because Benchmade cut some guns up. I mean, it's like, people, get over it already. The damn company really didn't do anything wrong. These were court ordered guns that were to be destroyed, or they were guns where, for whatever reason, the person that owned it wanted it destroyed. Now, a lot of people don't realize why courts order guns to be destroyed because they will sell them. They will resell them to gun shops. Usually, if the police are ordered by the judge to destroy the gun, it's not safe. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen some of the guns that they have in police storage lockers. You don't want them. We're talking about guns where the grip is duct taped to the gun, you know, because the frame is cracked. criminals don't care what their condition their guns are in. You, as a collector or shooter, are going to care what your condition your guns are in. You know what I mean? So
Also,
that,
put duct tape backwards on a grip, and it won't leave fingerprints on anything.
yeah. Well, no, I've actually seen ones where the grip itself was duct taped
Oh,
onto the gun.
I'm sure, but some people go to the extreme because they believe that even with a pair of gloves on, your fingerprints can bleed through the gloves. So you put the duct tape on backwards so the sticky side is out
Hmm.
and it won't leave fingerprint.
Yeah, they think that anyway. I could prove that. I could prove otherwise on that one.
Well, they also think that, I mean, some gloves won't leave fingerprints, but surprisingly enough, a lot of gloves will leave a fingerprint indentation in a surface.
Yeah, yeah. It just depends on how porous the gloves are.
Yeah.
But I have a fingerprinting kit here at the house from when I was in college because we had to do like fingerprinting and stuff as part of the forensic courses. Obviously, I mean that goes with the forensics, right? So I mean, I could get a roll of, if I knew where it was. I mean, it's packed up somewhere still in one of the boxes. But if I knew where it was, I could get a roll of duct tape and show you that duct tape. You will leave fingerprints on duct tape, especially the sticky side. You're going to be more likely to leave fingerprints on the sticky side because that adhesive on that tape is porous, and when you push down on it, you're leaving. If just because you can't see it doesn't mean there isn't a fingerprint in the the adhesive.
Well, it's only been like what 15, maybe 20 years that they realized that you can fingerprint people who had gloves on.
Yeah,
And before then, everybody just thought any type of glove on your finger that would leave no fingerprints, and then sooner or later the FBI or somebody was like, "Nah, no, we got some."
I'm waiting for criminals to realize that they can be caught based on their ear print because that's a thing too. Your It's not just your fingerprints that are supposed to be unique to you. Your the outline of your ear is also now they're finding to be a unique feature, and it actually has been used to convict some criminals already.
Well, China uses facial recognition software everywhere, and there's probably all kinds of other countries that do it. And I know the United States does it. And some of the conspiracy things were the reason that they wanted everybody to wear a mask is so they could sharpen the uh, faults and the defects in the facial recognition surgery or software. And that's one of the ways is your ears have a distinct pattern to them. So if they get a, if they got a video camera picture of your face and they can enhance enough into your ears and your facial features, they can figure out who you are.
Yeah. MKJO says about the fingerprinting kit. That's neat. Is the fingerprinting IDing process the same after all these years, or has it evolved at all? No, it's pretty much the same as what it always has been. I mean, you use some kind of powder and some kind of brush to put the powder on it, and it brings the oils that were left on your skin into that powder medium, and then you can see what the fingerprint looked like. I mean, you photograph that, and another type is what I have, which is lead filings or graphite filing. Right? Instead of a brush, it's a stick magnet. You know, like you would use to if you drop your keys down between your car seats or something to get them out. And you dip the magnet into the iron filings or graphite. Or some of them actually they have graphite mixed in it too. But you take that, you dip that in the iron filings, and you brush that over where you're trying to get a print, and the iron filings stick to the oils in the skin, and that's how you get your fingerprint with that. You wait a few seconds, and it just lifts the oil into whatever medium you're using as your fingerprinting stuff. A lot of times they'll use the powder more so than the iron because the powder is easier to clean up than what the iron is. But the iron's easier to use, in my opinion, when I've used them.
All right, so my thoughts on the Benchmade. If people are still talking about it, then I'm not really too sure. Barring new information came out or Benchmade did something else that people don't like, so this is just backed up. But if it's still just harping on that from way back then, that's pretty sad.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. They're still harping on that one story.
Benchmade made a bad decision, and I mean, I get it. I get what you were saying about court orders and all that kind of crap. But Benchmade should have been like, "No, that's not for us." And they celebrated it too, so
Well, no, they didn't. What happened was the police
they
thanked
posted
them.
it online.
Yeah, the Benchmade didn't say anything. The police department thanked them for helping them to do their court order duty, and that's where everybody lost their shit, is because the police department thanked them and they said you're welcome in the comment section.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't have done that. But I don't know that they thought that there was going to be the kind of backlash. But with
Um,
you
there's
gotta read the political climate at the time too. The political climate, they should have known not to mess around with that, or just
yeah,
ask the police. Hey, don't post this on your website. I'm sure that they know that the cops have a website.
I think that was on Instagram where the cops did it, where the cops posted on Instagram or something.
Whatever,
Yeah,
internet.
but yeah, I mean the main reason why the courts ordered guns destroyed is because they're not safe to use, and we don't know the conditions under which the people that the private citizens, when they asked the police to dispose of their firearms, those could have been unsafe, because you'll see that people don't know how to dispose of a firearm that's unsafe. Like if a frame cracked and they take it to a gunsmith and the gunsmith can't fix it, and they want to know how to dispose of it, the blacksmith tells them just take it to the police department and they'll get rid of it for you for free.
Sooner or later, everything is going to go in the trash. Not, and I know I don't mean every single item, because somebody's got a Clint Eastwood revolver that'll last for the next 1,000 years. So that's never going to go in. I get that. But if a gun's broke, if a gun's no good, if a gun's no longer wanted, because I know a bunch of people have been like, oh, you could have donated it to the local gun shop and they could have sold it. Okay, what if they just sat on the gun shelf forever? What if the gun store didn't sell those type of, I mean, there's all kinds of, I mean, I get sometimes guns got to be destroyed, just like anything else, just like your car is eventually going to get crushed. The computer that you're on right now is going to get mangled up into a bunch of little pieces. I don't think it's anti 2A to be realistic about the fact that sometimes guns get destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes, like you said, they have to for safety reasons. I mean, the gun is just not going to be safe to shoot. You have a squib, and it's a say you got a third gen Smith and Wesson, and you shoot ammo. You don't you realize that the round was a squib. You shoot the next one. All of a sudden, your barrel's bulged, your frame's out of whack, the slide's damaged. That gun's no longer safe to shoot. What are you going to do with it? I mean, you can take it to a gunsmith, and they're going to tell you the same thing, and there's not going to be anything they can do. But that at that point, that gun has to be disposed of somehow, right?
Anybody really want to own the gun that the little bastard kid in Florida used to shoot the kids at the school?
No.
Or the Vegas guy? Anybody really want to own any of his guns? Are you that 2A that you want to own? Or are you that into cars that you want to use that little black supremacist bastard that killed all those people on Christmas?
Yeah,
You want to own his car?
that's another thing. One of the excuses that I've seen some of the people in their rants against Benchmade is the point you just touched on. They will say, "Well, you don't see courts ordering cars to be destroyed." Actually, yes, you do quite frequently.
Yeah, and people will reference, well, OJ's car and OJ's car. OJ is an anomaly. OJ isn't the guy that was drunk and crashed through a school bus at 7 o'clock in the morning one day.
Mm-hmm. But you'll see cars that are court ordered to be destroyed because whenever they got impounded for what they got impounded for, the car was found to be unsafe and irreparable. And when that case goes to court for whatever traffic violation or what have you that the car was impounded for, the judge will order that car destroyed to make it, because it's not safe to be driving it.
All right, so have we solved Benchmade now?
Yeah, I think we can move on. I think we've reached a consensus on that one.
All right, so we got screw Benchmade and screw whatever else we talked about the first time. What's next?
I don't know. I forget. I can't. I couldn't find my list. Somehow my list that I had got deleted. So that's why I asked if you had anything that you wanted to rant about. But you want to take the cop out answer that you mean. Well, we all know you. We've seen the videos you do. We know darn well you got things to rant about.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff we can talk about.
Now, somebody throw us a topic and see if we can figure out a way to rant about it.
MK Joe had something. I don't know if he was talking to you or he was talking to Gunpowder, but he said, "Okay, thanks. Movie facts equal BS most of the time." Oh, I guess that's a conversation he's having. When buying a used gun, I've heard people say to run the serial number through the database before purchasing to confirm it's not been used in a crime. Is that something you've heard of?
Yes, that is that. There are ways that you can have that gun checked. I know the local sheriff's department here. I don't know if they do it everywhere, but if you take a gun serial number to them, they will run it for you before you buy it to make sure that it hasn't been used in a given number of crimes. Because one of the things that happens, and one other reason why you see guns being ordered to be destroyed by the courts, is somebody would have stolen the gun or what have you, gotten a hold of one, and they used it in three murders and a bank robbery and or some such nonsense, right? And it gets into the system. It ends up in one of those police auctions for the gun shops and stuff to buy it. And due to clerical error, it doesn't get scrubbed from the system like it's supposed to. And people that have their permits and stuff, and they get pulled over, say they're in Maryland or something, they get pulled over by the cops. The cops, they tell the cop they had the gun. Next thing you know, they're getting pulled out of the car because they don't have a legal permit in Maryland or what have you. And then next thing they know, they're getting popped for having a gun that's been used in connection to this crime, that crime, and every other crime you can think of. So yeah, that is possible, and there are police departments. Not all of them. You check your local area and see if they will run that gun serial number for you before you buy it to make sure that it is clean.
Well, I mean, pistol sales, you don't have any choice. There's nowhere in the country can you do a private pistol sale. So, I mean, you have to go through it. You have to go through a NICS check, and that's
No.
yeah, of course. Where can you privately sell pistols?
Here, I can sell you a pistol
I
that
thought
I haven't. No,
I thought all pistol sales had to be
no,
background check.
no.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Okay, then that changes my whole thing. Because I thought that it was nationwide that any sale of a pistol had to go through a background
Nope.
check.
Nope. Only if you're buying from a gun shop or a
Oh,
pawnbroker or whatever.
okay. Well, he also asked how would a cops know a serial number of a gun and then it be back on the street? Most of the time, what they get is stolen guns. You know, you report your gun with serial number 123 stolen, and that is the suspected gun or reported gun that was used in a crime. Like you knew that John Smith shot somebody with a 1911 Ruger 1911 1 2. You know, who knows? But most of the time the serial numbers are reported stolen, and they're assuming that those are the guns that are used in the crimes.
Yeah, and another way is that they will have caught the person who committed the crime, got the gun off of them. When you log the gun into the evidence locker, all the information on that firearm, including the serial number, gets put into the system. And when they put these guns up for police auction, if they're not ordered to be destroyed during the course of the litigation over the crime, they or prosecution, I should say. Litigation would be civil, but they will put those guns. Like I said, they go into a system where of registry of firearms that have been used to commit a crime, and when they reset, when they're not, if they're not ordered to be destroyed by the courts, they go into one of these police auctions. Sometimes, again, due to a clerical error, somebody missed scrubbing one of the guns that's going into the police auction, and you end up with a gun that it should be completely clean, but because somebody screwed up somewhere along the property chain, it's still in the system as being a dirty gun.
Patriot in the darkest joint. Seven
Mm-hmm.
says there's not much of a background check in North Carolina either for pistols.
Yeah, I mean there are states where pistol sales person to person have to go through a dealer. So check your local laws, but especially if you live in one of the less gun friendly states like Maryland, New York,
Maybe I was
Illinois,
thinking. Maybe I was
California.
just thinking uh, nationwide across any state line.
Yeah, that you can't do.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably what I was thought. I knew that that was a thing about the state line thing, so maybe I just merged that into nationwide. Period. Okay. So
Did,
okay, so
did we cover that one, MKJO? Yeah, I think he's the one that asked the question, wasn't
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
he? If you got any other questions on that, just holler and try and get that answered for you. Or anybody else out there, you got any questions or anything, just throw them out there. Do our best to answer. What else we got? Nobody said anything so far. Yeah, Gunpowder says if she has a break in and someone takes her gun, she can do a report with the serial number so they would have it with that way without having to fire. Yeah. Oh, you should, as much as possible, if it's just on your computer, have a list of serial numbers of the firearms you own in case they are stolen. You can give that serial number to the police, and they're more likely to be able to recover it if they have the serial number for you than if they didn't. And generally, if you give them the serial number of your gun and it's used in a crime and it's not ordered to be destroyed, and they have your serial number on file and it gets put into the system properly the way it's supposed to with your information as being the gun owner who reported it stolen with that particular serial number, they will attempt to get that gun back to you if they can. So always
Shooting
keep that.
others just checking out. See you later, Seven.
Later, 7.
And yeah, anytime you get to be around Snob, everyone feels like a celebrity. MK Joe. Now, a bunch of these haters around here, because they're so mean and spiteful, will say, "No, no, Snob is lame and ooh, Snob," but that's just because they're projecting. Uh, Snob makes everybody feel like a king or a queen. He just has that power about him, that aura about him, makes you feel good.
Yeah. Oh, and to MJKO's point, I don't know if he saw, but Snob did just do another best states for guns video. It was a month and a half ago, something like that. It was before we moved. I remember that much, where he changed up the criteria and he redid the top 10 best states for gun owners. So if you haven't seen that, MKJ, look on Snob's channel for it. By the way, Stacy says you're wrong.
Oh, okay. Most of the people out there are jealous haters of Snob. Okay, I only said there's some. There's a lot of jealous haters out there. Sorry, Stacy. Thanks for correcting me.
I don't think that's what she meant.
Yes, I'm being paid very well by Snob, by his loving, caring attention. Like he thinks about me, and that's enough to
Uh,
know. I mean,
oh, you got her jumping in now. But before I add her to the panel to make she tries killing you, Patriot asked if I moved if I was to a new state. No, we're in the same state. We just moved to a different part of town. We were renting. Now we bought a house, so now we own the house we live in.
he moved to California, Patriot.
I did not move to California. You know
He
exactly where.
voted for Gavin Newsom 4 times when he got there.
Uh huh. Let's add Stacy in. Okay, Stacy, I'll give you 5 minutes to kill Kingpin.
Jeez.
Kingpin, you knew the second you said that I was going to be jumping on here and telling you how wrong you are.
Okay, well, correct me. Tell me how great Snob is. Tell me all the parts that I missed about how great Snob is. You fill me in on all the rest of the greatness that I missed.
He's not great.
Wonderfulness, fantastic.
See, we were done. That was how quick it was. He's not great.
God, that's like,
I think you saw that comment at the same time I did.
no, you're good, okay, Joe. It's okay. I'm used to this. I've got a heavy force field of Snob lovery all surrounding me. I can feel his love for me, and he protects me from these anti-snobbers out here.
Hey, now I'm starting to see where that missing money's going. Man, he's paying you pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, I told you. I told you you had a rich husband and you decided to go to work. Didn't I tell you that?
You know, I think Kingpin is why Snob actually doesn't have the M&P 10 millimeter. I think the sports world Tulsa may actually have gotten the gun in, but Snob didn't have the money anymore because he had paid it all to Kingpin.
That could be true.
But technically, he did have to bail me out of jail because I was camped out in front of the Smith & Wesson factory for the past 6 months waiting for the gun to get produced, and they insisted that I leave. The cops were really friendly as they were tearing my tent apart and macing me.
So, Gunpowder had a message for you, Stacy. She said, "Damn it!" I said for the dungeon for Snob, not to hold our friends hostage.
I was just getting ready to comment on YouTube to that, but hey, it can be. There's plenty of room in it. We'll make plenty of room to haul whoever we need down there. So there's multiple.
If you want that dungeon built right, Snob would be the man to build it right.
Yeah, I really could get him to build his own dungeon.
Now, would you travel to Oklahoma to assist Kingpin?
Well, yeah, absolutely. If Snob asked me to come out to Oklahoma, I'd be there before I finish this cigarette.
Well, see, that'd be perfect because then if you both build it, then I can put you both in the dungeon and kill two birds with one stone. That's perfect.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if you heard what Snob did, Kingpin. In one of the after chats at Gary's show, Snob said that he had a trailer, but he wasn't driving to West Virginia to help us move.
Well, no, maybe if you treated him a little bit better, he would have helped you. He was probably
what have I ever done to Snob? Come on.
He was probably heartbroken at the time.
Well, what have I ever done to Snob? Come on now. I mean, I even send the guy invites to our wrestling show and he doesn't show up. So,
well, I can't blame him there. I mean, it's wrestling.
Well, I only do it because he said not to. There is that.
He went out to go look for some more hogs. It's cold out here.
Yeah, I hear that's happening out that way. Gary said when we went live earlier with Gary's show, he said it was only 5 degrees in Kansas.
Yeah, it was -1 with the wind chill yesterday. And then the sun was out a little bit today, but it was still barely in its 20s and down to 18 tonight.
It's 39 right now, which is the coldest it's been in a while here. Well, excuse me, 37. It just refreshed.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not rare for the tropical mid-Atlantic region to be warmer than everywhere else.
Man, it was. I don't know about Baltimore, but it was 70 on Christmas Day here and raining.
Yeah, yeah, we had pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, it was like 80 here on Christmas and Christmas Eve and stuff that whole weekend. It was like 80. It was like hot. Like I
My
actually turned
wife's
my
like,
AC back on.
wife was like, I hope it rains. I mean, I hope it snows on Christmas. I was like, have you seen the forecast? She's like, no, it's gonna be in the upper 60s and rain. She's like, son of a bitch.
What's funny is, we driving, snow and ice. Hang on.
Well, they were just ranting about whatever it was they wanted to rant about,
They're
Stacy.
probably trying to warn her Snob was in danger, and she's ignoring it.
Uh, what? Snob fell down the well, Lassie? Teacher says, yeah, but it's a dry cold. Is that like a dry heat? Actually, dry cold is actually worse than a wet cold. It's dry cold, the air gets really dry and it dries out your sinuses and stuff. That's when you end up with nosebleeds and shit. I'd rather have a more humid cold than a than a dry cold. As long as the wind ain't blowing. Cold gets you when the fucking wind blows. You're walking down the street. It could be 25 degrees out. You're walking down the street. You got a good coat on, and the cold's not all that bad. You add a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind to that same scenario, and you're talking a whole different ballgame.
Speaking of which, they were barking because Snob pulled up and wanted me to handle something out the window, which is right next to my desk. And I couldn't because my window is frozen shut.
Told you so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my window's frozen shut. I can't even open my window. But no, what's funny is I schedule radiology appointments for Southern California. And there were so many that was like canceling and rescheduling appointments because it was raining in LA. Because Californians can't drive in the rain, which is true. They really can't drive in the rain.
I forget who it was this morning on Gary's show. It may have been Mike White. I think he lives out in California. He said it was 34 degrees in Compton. When he's saying that, it was 56 degrees here. In other words, the mountains of West Virginia was warmer than Southern California this morning. What's wrong with that picture?
In Compton? For sure it's not Southern California. I think it's Northern.
Yeah. No, Compton's L.A. area. That's near South Central and all that.
It's up
Long
there.
Island. I mean Long Beach, not Long Island. If it's in Long Island, that's way far from California. Yeah, they're in the same general area.
I was thinking of something else, but yeah, it's down there. It's north of Long Beach.
Yeah. I'd say the same general area. I mean, I didn't say it was exactly the same area.
Yeah. Well, I schedule for San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley, and Los Angeles.
So, I mean, it's crazy that it was warmer here today than there. In Northern California, you get up in like Tahoe in that area. I mean, I could see it, because that's where the ski resorts and shit are.
Yeah, they got snow. I think a lot of snow up there recently.
A couple. I don't know if you saw a couple weeks ago, Hawaii had a blizzard warning.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it was up in the mountainous areas because people don't realize Hawaii does have high elevations, but it was like in the mountain areas, and they had a blizzard warning. This was back, I think, towards the end of November, beginning of December.
One of my dogs out in the backyard howling.
Yeah, I could hear. That's why I wasn't saying anything.
Which is getting. Oh, that one started up. Hang on. He doesn't like it when Snob and Braden leave. He's out there whining.
Sam of Anarchy's out there now. Evening. Gunpowder says it's 12 in Missouri right now.
Yeah, it's cold everywhere.
Hatred says they always said if Biden became president, hell would freeze over. And I would explain it. California's about as close to hell as you can get without actually going there.
Which I went to go look because I was going to go spend my Kohl's card and Kohl's cash, get some more stuff for work. And I was looking at Shoe Carnival because I wanted to get some cute boots, and they had Uggs, which I've never had, but I heard they're really comfortable, like $75 for them. But they didn't have any sizes that I liked in the style that I wanted. So give me some little boots to wear so that my feet stay warm.
Gunpowder says that her daughter is asleep on her under the big blanket because she's in the rocking chair, and that she may be stuck there all night because her daughter is heavy.
Been there, done that.
Uh-huh. When our youngest was little, around the same age as Gunpowder started, probably. Um, she had the Head Start lady who would come into the home to work with her because she wasn't ready to go to the school itself yet. You have a year where they have somebody that comes into the home to do the Head Start thing with them. And we would have a set schedule where she would watch the TV show that she liked until the teacher got there. Then after the teacher left, she would have her lunch, and then it was nap time. And we would lay on the couch watching like Blue's Clues and stuff as she was falling asleep for her nap. Definitely been in that position, Gunpowder, because my wife was working and I was the one that stayed home taking care of the kids. Yeah, she wouldn't take her nap unless I laid down too. So we would lay down on the couch and she would take her nap. And sometimes I would end up taking a nap too, whether I wanted to or not. Because we had a nice, big, comfy kind of couch, Not the one we got now, the recliner that we have, not reclining couch we have now, but we had a big, like sofa bed kind of couch. And you didn't have to pull out the bed from it for it to be comfortable to sleep on because it had nice, thick, padded cushions on it and stuff. And you could easily fit two people laying side by side on this couch, especially if one of them was just a small kid. So that would be nap time for her because if I didn't lay down too, she would never fall asleep because she'd be mad that she was having to lay down and I wasn't. Yeah. And you know how kids are at that age, Stacy.
Oh, I totally know that. So I'm glad well, I'm not really glad they're teenagers, but I don't miss them days.
I don't know what's worse, that age where they get the little attitude because they're just little balls of attitude, or teenagers where they get a worse attitude.
Yeah, teenagers are little assholes. California twins born 15 minutes apart, one in 2021 and one in 2022.
Gunpowder says the baby is moving and kicking, and her daughter is now snoring.
Cute. Yeah, a couple girls at work that are pregnant. I don't miss them days.
Yeah, I don't either because my wife was a pain in the ass. Uh, I think I've told this story before about what she did to my brother at Wendy's.
I don't know.
Like, when she was pregnant, she was like Kingpin. Her food had to be done exactly the way she wanted it at when she wanted it, or it was getting sent back. So she gets the first burger, and they did something I forget what it was. So I went back and I exchanged the burger for her. This is when I was starting to have my knee trouble, and I get the second burger, take it back. That wasn't good enough. I'm like, well, you know what? You're going to eat that one because I ain't taking it back again. My leg is killing me because this Wendy's was a two-floor deal downtown Pittsburgh. I wasn't walking up and down those stairs again because they had those real narrow, short stairs, which are a pain in the ass to walk up and down. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, now it's your turn to get in trouble.
No, my brother was like, "I'll do it." My brother was a sucker for my wife. Anytime she bitched about the littlest thing or whatever, he would jump to do whatever she wanted. It was like, dude, seriously, calm down, Will. So she ran him up and down those stairs like 4 times until she was satisfied with the burger. It's like,
No, I meant you were getting in trouble because of Jess's comment.
no, what did she say? Wives are not the pain in the ass. Jess, you have not met my wife when she was pregnant. Trust me.
I was pretty good when I was pregnant. I mean, I didn't really have things, but you're talking about, about having a kingpin having to have it right, just right. So was that with extra mayo? Was how he wanted it? Oh,
Oh,
so I guess that was true, David.
yeah. I was just reading G23's comment. It says his wife is in the hospital with pneumonia, but she doesn't have the COVID. Well, hopefully she recovers quickly, man. That sucks. Sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. I guess the dog's weighing in too. He says hopefully she'll be up tomorrow or the next day. Well, that's good. So MKGO is wanting a shot of the cats. Well, I don't think there's any of the cats around except for the little kittens, and they may be asleep. And I don't know if my webcam will reach over to their box to show. Let me see if I can connect on here with my phone. Well, I don't even know if I got the app for this on my phone. Give me a few minutes, MKGO, and I will try to accommodate you, sir. And for some reason, it just minimized everything. That was weird. What else we got going on while I'm working on getting my, I guess my phone set up so I can take a picture or, do a video with the cats. Yeah. Oh, there's one of them. You want to one of them over there on the other side of the couch? Hold on. I can get that one with my webcam here. Turn on my camera. Where is he? There you go. There you go. There's your kitty cat shot of the day there, MKJO. Figure out how to use this dang thing. There you go. There's a kitty. That's the one that was a kitten earlier in 2021. He's a big boy now. He's bigger than his dad now. There you go. He's laying there sleeping. Yeah, he has a little ball of energy too. That little shit.
Ours, that was a kitten last year. She will come up here and get on my desk, and then she lays on my mouse. So I can't touch my mouse. Lays right in front of my keyboard, so I have to like go over her to even touch the keyboard. And she'll just lay there. What's up, Pat?
Oh, not much. How's everybody in the panel tonight?
Good, and you?
Oh, not too bad. Just sitting down beside the fire and, yeah. Enjoying life, I guess.
A little cold up there?
A little.
Cold
As
here,
bad
too.
as the other night, though. Oof.
Patriots checking out.
With negative 25 wind chill last night.
Jeez. It was like -1 when I went to bed last night.
So, yeah, I got a little cool last night. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
Patriot says time's a ticking, making and standing eating. You have a good night, Patriot, if you're still out there.
See you, Patriot.
Later, Patriot.
Yeah, good night, bud. So, anyway, well, I probably missed out on the topic tonight. Or do we have a topic?
We had a couple.
Oh,
We ranted about bad charities and then people that are still fuming over Benchmade.
what happened on Benchmade?
People still fuming over when they helped the police department out with the destruction of the court-ordered guns and the ones that people had turned in for destruction due to safety issues or whatever issue that they decided they didn't want the gun anymore for.
And we discussed how horrible Snob was and how much Kingpin loves Mayo.
Well, sounds like a definitely well-rounded discussion tonight.
I went for him to answer. He's ignoring me now.
Uh-huh. But yeah, the whole thing that got us started on the ranting about the bad charities. I don't know if you've seen the commercials for, it's like called Feed the Children or it's some organization that says that they're going to help people who can't afford to feed their kids in the U.S. And when they get to the woman who is the example they use in the commercial, she's got like a $250 weave and the 2-inch fingernails, where she looks like she just walked out of a salon having spent $450 or more in the salon visit.
Okay, I think I know which commercial you're talking about. Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah, the kids are wearing Nikes and stuff, it's called priorities. Food comes first, then hair, nails, and kids' shoes,
Well, yeah, most of the time, but in today's day and age, people are fucked up.
Oh yeah, that was the consensus that Kingpin and I reached on that one. And that some of these charities are actually scumbags that you really don't want to be giving money to. Like Wounded Warrior Project, who is one of the worst charities in the country as far as getting the money to the people. If you want to give to an organization that actually helps veterans, disabled American veterans is a much better choice.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen them in your area, but we actually have they have minivans with the DAV logo on the side, where they go around and they help disabled veterans get to their doctors and do their food shopping and other errands that they need to run.
Yeah, up in our closest, I guess, what do we call it, a big town, I guess. Yeah, they're running around up there actually making a difference up there. So, yep, I know exactly. When you said minivans, I was like, yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. So,
Miss Vanessa Kitty and Mr. Gary Gizzard have joined us.
Yep, I was about to mention that when Pat was done, but you beat me to it. So, yep. Evening, Gary. Evening, Vanessa.
Good evening, Gizzard. He just got done with the chat here not too long ago. I was watching him over on the Scotsman.
Gary was over on Scotsman's show.
Yep.
I was going to say Gary's show ended like 7 hours ago, man. 7-8 hours ago.
Yeah, no, I got done with work about the time that he was getting done with his cast today, so I didn't get a chance to hop on, and I was like, I finally got some free time. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna jump on Rich's, and shit, I haven't been on here for probably 2 months.
Well, that's because he hadn't had the show in like a month.
That's because I'm moving and then the holidays and stuff. But we did a Christmas Eve episode.
Yeah.
I had plans on Christmas Eve.
That's just an excuse. You had a phone.
We had to go to his daddy's.
You had a phone. You could have been like in the bathroom pretending you were using the toilet and jumped in and said hi or something. Come on now.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
Be like, oh, I got to run to the house for a second because he just lives a half mile from me. Like, oh, I got to run to the house for a few minutes.
That's all Rich was asking for. Just 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Damn.
Drop in, say hi.
Say hi. Say Merry Christmas. Say something. God damn it.
You can call me father. You can call me a no good son of a bitch, but don't ever call me daddy.
Great movie.
That's a damn good movie. Oh.
There are some real low key comedy moments, and then there's some others that are just laugh out loud funny, like when his son has the semi-auto pistol.
Yep.
He's like, I thought you said you were proficient. Not with that, with this, father. And he pulls out the rifle with the scope on it.
Yes,
After John Wayne
scared
makes a complete
went away.
fool out of himself.
Yeah. I don't shoot at anything that I can't see. Or how the hell ever you put that. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you ever been to Nacogdoches?
No, don't recall. Well, then it wasn't you. My apologies, sir.
Yep, good times.
Mm-hmm. One of the Duke's best movies I think that is underrated is Big Jake for sure.
Oh, that's a damn good movie. It is.
Mm-hmm. Another one that doesn't get a lot of love that I liked especially when I was a kid, was Cahill U.S. Marshal, the one where his kids are mixed up in the gang that's run by George Kennedy.
Yep, that was a good one. Yep. And McClintock. That one was just straight up funny as hell.
Yeah, but I'm tired of that one because it's gotten overplayed so much, because somehow it ended up as public domain, so everybody and their mother shows that movie constantly anymore. And my wife, that's one of those movies that my wife's got to watch it whenever it's on, because that's like her favorite John Wayne movie.
Oh, actually, one of my favorite John Wayne movies is The Quiet American.
Oh, The Quiet Man.
Yeah, The Quiet Man.
The one where he's the boxer who killed somebody in the ring, and then he goes over to Ireland to get back to his roots, and he's like shell-shocked and everything, keeps having flashbacks.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Damn good movie. And a lot of people don't realize this. That was a John Ford movie. That was one of the few movies that John Ford directed that wasn't a Western.
Yep. Yeah, and that was what was it? That was the second movie that no, that was the first movie that Scarlett O'Hara and John Wayne were in. Then it was McClintock.
No, you're wrong. There was one before that.
Which one am I thinking?
Which one are you missing? Rio Grande.
There's three, right? There's
No,
three.
they were in more than three together.
Oh, was it four?
There's 4 or 5 of them that they were in together.
Oh, okay. I can just remember the three off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
The first one was Rio Grande, which was part of the Cavalry trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. Nope, you're right.
And then there was the one where he was the naval aviator that pioneered the aircraft carriers who had gotten injured and paralyzed, and he had to learn how to walk again and stuff, which is a damn good movie too. I just can't, what was it, like Wings of Eagles or something like that? I think's the name of it. That's a damn good movie. Wayne should have been nominated for the Academy Award for that movie if you haven't seen that.
I have once, and I thought it was a good movie, but
Yeah,
yeah. So that's five. No, that's five. That's
Yeah.
5 of them been together.
he that was one of the finest parts that he played. Was in that one. Anyway, you had both of those, and then you had The Quiet Man, and then there was the other ones. But, Gunpowder brings up Hondo. Yeah, Hondo was a good movie.
Yep. Actually, what another really good one is Rio Bravo.
Yeah, that one wasn't that bad. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't put that in his top 10 movies, but it was a decent movie.
Yeah, I just liked it because I thought him and Dean Martin and
Oh, okay.
What's-
I'm thinking. What one am I thinking? I'm thinking Rio Lobo. Yeah, Rio Bravo, the one with Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson and Walter Brennan.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. That was a damn good movie. I always thought.
Yeah.
But Jesus
And
Christ,
what movie would that be remade as?
what's that now?
What movie was a remake of Rio Bravo that also starred John Wayne?
Oh shit!
I'll give you a hint. Robert Mitchum was in it too.
Oh god damn it! Is that the one that were in the Cavalry?
Nope. Well, how would that be a remake of Rio Bravo?
I just didn't know if it was on the same setting. They were just in the army
No.
in the Cavalry.
No, this was a screen for screen almost remake, but they reversed the rules of the sheriff and the deputy.
Oh god, yes, it was not Rio Bravo. It was son of a bitch.
Yeah, James Caan was in it. Edward Asner was in it.
Yeah, because it was Mississippi, played by James Caan. Oh fuck!
Why do they call you Mississippi? Didn't I just tell that story? Does anybody not listening to me?
No, but that's a damn good movie too.
It was El Dorado, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. No, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Howard Hawks did both Rio Bravo and El Dorado. And he flipped the deputy who was a gunfighter played by John Wayne. John Wayne basically played a combination of his character from Rio Bravo and Ricky Nelson's character from Rio Bravo. And Robert Mitchum had the Dean Martin character of the drunk deputy, but instead of being the deputy, he was actually the sheriff.
Yep, exactly.
In a way, I guess James Caan had some of the Ricky Nelson character in him too.
It was Cole. Because what was the movie that he had the bullet in his back?
That was El Dorado.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, because it was something Cole. His name in that movie.
Thornton Cole. Or Cole
Yeah.
Thornton.
Yep.
Cole Thornton.
Yep. Well, now that we've got the John Wayne,
Well,
yeah.
Gunpowder brought up another good one, The Fighting Seabees.
Ooh, yeah. Hey,
One of, I think, 5 or 6 movies that Wayne actually was killed in.
Oh God, The Shootist, The Cowboys.
CBs.
Of Katie Elder.
No, he survived that one.
Oh, that's yeah. I'm thinking all of his brothers died in that,
Except for Dean Martin and her
Yeah.
youngest. Yeah.
yeah. Well, those are the only two that are coming to mind, anyway.
Yeah, there's 5 or 6 of them. I used to know all of them, but I can't remember what they are now. But fighting CBs, um, the man who shot Liberty Valance, because remember the whole reason why Jimmy Stewart was in Shinbone as the senator was to go to his funeral.
Oh yeah, and he actually went after he had died, and went back to the town.
Yeah, for the funeral.
Yeah.
And nobody showed up except for them and Pompey. Yeah, Wake of the Red Witch. Yeah,
Oh.
that was that might have been one of the other ones that he died in. Now I think about it, because he went down with the ship.
Yep. God, he was just in so many goddamn movies. It's hard to keep track of all of them.
Yeah, he died in the Alamo. Yep, the Alamo. That was one of the other ones.
Yep.
Where he died. But yeah, there weren't very many movies where John Wayne died. He did like 400 movies over the course of his career, or something like that, and he died in like 5 or 6 of them. I mean, yeah, Sansa Iwo Jima. That's one I was missing. His character in that one, which he himself thought that that's the movie he should have won Best Actor for. Which I'm not going to argue with the man. That is a very, very good movie too. He
Yep.
was only nominated twice for Best Actor, if you can believe it. He was nominated for Sansa Iwo Jima, which he lost, and then for what movie?
Oh God, you said it earlier too. I can't remember now.
I haven't said it.
Well, you said he was nominated for one back a little bit ago.
No, I said he should have been, but wasn't.
Okay. I honestly can't remember.
Give you a hint. He was a marshal that wore an eye patch.
Oh, Rooster Cogburn.
Nope. That was the character. That was the sequel.
Yeah, it was a movie before that one. I can't remember the name of it though. I can't remember. It's been too long ago.
True Grit.
Oh God, yeah. It's been like remade like what, twice after that?
Yeah, Gunpowder says True Grit, but he didn't die. No, he did not die in True Grit. It would have been awful hard to make Rooster Cogburn if he'd have died in True Grit.
Right. They buried him alive. This isn't Kill Bill. Come on.
John Wayne is Rooster Cogburn. He's pissed because they buried him alive. That would have been interesting, a zombie John Wayne movie.
That would be fucking hilarious.
John Wayne as Jason Voorhees in Rooster Cogburn.
The Born Zombie. Well, Pilgrim, I reckon I'm gonna eat your brains.
Yeah, there's only really one movie where he used that line. The Pilgrim thing. And that was The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yep. In the Shootist where he goes, I think you better find yourself another line of work because this one sure don't fit your pistol. It's one of my favorite movie lines of all time.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one he should have been nominated for. The Shootist is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
everybody always said that John Wayne was playing himself in the movies. Well, in that one, that might be the closest movie to him actually playing himself, and he just didn't know it yet because this was before he had gotten the stomach cancer diagnosis. But he was playing a character that was dying of colon cancer, I think it was.
Yeah, I think what they say just they kind of beat around the bush on it as far as the cancer, the actual what he actually had, but it was cancer because Jimmy Stewart was his doctor.
Well,
And
he where Jimmy Stewart was um doing his little doctoring on. That didn't leave very much to the imagination of what type of cancer it was.
well, it's been 10 years since I've seen the movie, so I can't remember.
Yeah, because he was examining his rear end, so it was either going to be colon cancer or anal cancer,
Yeah.
which is a thing. That's what killed Farrah
Austin.
Fawcett. Yeah, Green Berets was the only movie ever to have painted Vietnam in a positive light. If you look at every other Vietnam movie, it's an anti-war movie. The Green Berets, it was not.
Yep.
I bring that up because Sam of Anarchy said the Green Berets was a great movie. And then Gunpowder quotes the last line from the movie that John Wayne says, "You're the guy we're fighting this war for," when talking to the little kid as they're walking down the beach at the end.
Yeah.
And the kid says, "Well, what about me?" And John Wayne looks at him and said, "You let me worry about that Green Beret."
But anyway, well, I just wanted to jump in for a minute, say hi to everybody. So it's been a minute since I've been on the show, but I need to get my butt going. Got an early morning. So
Far behind you.
So anyway, all right. Well, thanks for having me on, Rich. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem, man.
All right. You have a good one, Kingpin.
See you, man.
Yep. Later.
All right. Later.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon too. I gotta be at work early tomorrow.
Yeah. Alrighty. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here? I didn't get a chance to ask Pat. He left too quick.
No. Sam of Anarchy's channel. He's got some cool video game stuff on.
Cool. I don't think I've checked out his channel, so I could look at that, see what he's got on there. Hey, just because you were born in '92 doesn't mean you can't know the Green Berets. Come on, that's a classic. It's one of that's a must watch, like during Memorial Day and Veterans Day and what have you. Hell, any of John Wayne's war movies would be must watches on those days. Remember TCM and before them AMC, before AMC went to shit and started putting commercials on everything and stopped showing movies as much as what they should with the channel that has movie in the title. But during Memorial Day and stuff, they'd have a whole day where all they showed was John Wayne Moore movies, like that one, the Green Berets, the Fighting Stevies, In Harm's Way. What the hell was the name of that movie? The one about D-Day. God damn it, I can't remember the name of the movie. It's a really good movie too. I'm pulling a Pat now. I can't remember the name of the movies. It's got a really good cast to it too. You've got Lane, Robert Mitchum, Henry Fonda, Sean Connery in a bit role when he was starting out his career. A bunch of other people. Richard Burton. Longest Day.
Yeah, I've seen that movie, but I wouldn't. There's no way I'd been able to tell you what the title was.
Yeah, The Longest Day. That was it. I think I got the name of the movie at the same time MKGO posted it out there in the chat. But he would have typed it first because of the delay or something on it before, or he hears what I said it. But at the same time, he posted it up there is when it came to me. Yeah, Fort Apache, part of and all three of the Cavalry series, Fort Apache, Rio Grande, and She Wore a Yellow Ribbon are great movies. John Ford's Cavalry trilogy with a great supporting cast in all three of them. Yeah. So unless somebody else is going to jump in here, I think because Kingpin's got to go, I think we're going to call it a night here as well. So thanks for jumping on.
See you, people.
Ken KTO says, I am a serious encyclopedia. When I was in high school, I tried out for Jeopardy, but they weren't doing the team tournament, so they wouldn't give. So I didn't qualify. They said if they would have been looking for contestants for the team tournament, I would have been a shoo-in. But it's just random knowledge that I don't even know how some of it I've gotten. It's just there.
Yeah, I play a pretty mean Jeopardy. And people ask me all the time, how do you know all this stuff? I don't know. I heard it before and remembered it, I guess.
Yeah. One time, my mother and I were watching Wheel of Fortune. This would have been, it was in middle school or just started high school. And the puzzle was place. And the only things that were up there were, I think, the B and the R. And I said, Bucharest, Romania. My mother looks at me and is like, how the fuck did you get that? Because that ended up being the answer. It just blew her mind that I got that answer. I was like, it's the only thing that fit. She's like, how do you even know Bucharest, Romania? I don't know. I know geography. Yeah. Anyway, folks, we're going to call it a night. So we will see you next week. And as soon as I find the branding, I will play the outro, which is an advertisement for another show. So until next week, have a good night. And you can watch this outro before we go.
You guys are probably really scared right now, and I understand that completely. But I get the better of the deal, and even though it's 3 versus 2, you guys are outnumbered because we're better than you guys. Yeah, we are. We're legends in our own mind compared to you guys. Even though you guys got the egos, we have got the wrestling skill. And this guy right here, we're the Space Cowboys.